At an EU summit in Brussels, Ukraine's interim Prime Minister has claimed that there are Russian tanks on the ground in the country. That's despite Ukraine's own border patrol maintaining that no forces have crossed the frontier. Well, in her regular report, Gurnej Chichakyan has put together the many other claims around events in Ukraine that simply don't add up.
People who took power in Kyiv now have all propaganda resources of the Western media at their disposal. They chose to ignore the leaked conversation in which two European leaders talk about evidence that Maidan leaders may have ordered the snipers to shoot at people.
So that there is now stronger and stronger understanding that behind snipers, it was not Yanukovych, but it was somebody from the new coalition.
CNN had material on their website which started with this phrase, "Don't read too much into this conversation." Not only do they skip what's uncomfortable for the guy they're rooting for, they apparently sometimes edit whatever unrealistic stuff he may be saying. Ukraine's interim Prime Minister, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, at a news conference several times mentions Russian troops and Russian tanks on the ground in Ukraine. And in their reposts, the friendly media never mentions the tanks. Maybe because nobody has seen tanks there, and maybe because they don't want to make him look stupid for making unverified claims like that. In this cheering campaign for Ukrainian revolution, the media here have left out a lot of what was happening in Ukraine. Reports like this. This is a governor in a western part of Ukraine who tried to calm down a raging mob of rioters. He was severely beaten and handcuffed to a protest stage. Generally, there's not much questioning about what's happening with people in the western part of Ukraine who oppose to what happened in Kyiv. The U.S. presents the revolution there as a triumph of democracy when people have not had their say yet. On the other hand, there is a media offensive to discredit the upcoming referendum in Crimea. We're going to see it intensify because those are the voices that they don't want to hear.
The proposed referendum would violate the Constitution of Ukraine and international law.
As you imagine, in this chorus of Russia-hating Western media, our channel is attacked left and right for being a rare voice to offer a different perspective. And this is one of the latest pinches that we received.
Crimea is set to decide whether to become part of Russia.
Russian TV today showed Ukraine as if it was already part of the family.
Except on this map. On the map of Ukraine, we highlighted in blue the part of Ukraine that is pro-Russian. That's all. And it's not clear how this map supports BBC's claims that Russia has annexed Crimea, according to our team. Twitter went crazy with similar claims. They showed this photo with Crimea as part of Russia, when in fact it was part of the anchor talking about different options for events unfolding.
Locals will have to choose between two options, and one is to stay part of Ukraine, and the other is to become part of Russia.
As you can see, when you tear something out of context, you get a completely different picture. Another way of saying it, do not rely on just one source of information. In Washington, I'm Gurnej Chichakyan, RT.